Hello and welcome to this episode today. Today we will discover how to actually become successful on the clarinet as a clarinetist in whatever you'd like to do in your career. Okay. So what this episode will be all about is I will share a topic that is near and dear to my heart. It's about using the slight edge to become successful. And we'll discover what the slight edge is in a second. First, where did I come across this thing? So I've come across to the slight edge the first time when I read the book by Jeff Olson, The Slight Edge. And this book covers in a really, really good way how to become successful in anything. Okay. And the way we will become successful in anything is by deciding small daily habits. Okay. And they are most of the times pretty small. They are easy to do, but also easy not to do. And if we do them or not, will decide if we become successful or not. So success is not some magical thing that happens overnight, but success is more something like stacked small habits, really small, like sometimes really small, I'm telling you. Okay, so small things stacked on top of each other and just repeated for 365 days in a year. Afterwards, another 365 days. And after 2 years, you find yourself in a completely different space. Okay. So now what we are going to do in this episode today, we will decide for which kinds of habits should we choose in order to become successful as a clarinetist. Okay, so let's go to the iPad for this. Okay, how do I start this? So we need to So this is just the way I do it, okay? I will describe it in the way I do it and you do it however you want. But what I have at home is I have a whiteboard, okay? And on this whiteboard, I divide this whiteboard. I will basically draw this onto here. So let's draw a whiteboard for okay. Just imagine that this looks like a whiteboard. And what you're going to do with this whiteboard is you're going to divide it into 6 even spaces. Okay. So we're going to do this here as well. So we're going to have in the end 6 spaces. And these 6 spaces will be a room for our 6 habits that we are going to decide to do. Okay. And we're going to do 6 because we're not going to decide for 28 things that would make us successful if we did them every day. We are just going to decide for the smallest amount of things that will make us successful that we can actually do and we that can actually never skip on. So success and focus is more about elimination of things rather than adding more things, about deciding what out of the 30 things I do every single day, which are the 6 most important things that actually drive my growth towards success. So what we are going to view this out of in this example today, because I can't give you my example because at the moment my goals are also different than maybe another clarinetist one. So we're going to view this as a 20-year-old clarinetist. So 20-year-old who wants to win an audition. Okay. And these are probably many viewers of this channel. Okay. So this is why I chose this kind of person. And we're going to now decide the 6 activities that might cause this to happen. Good. Now, we can't just choose work activities. So I like to divide the activities into 2 different sections. Okay. So we're going to have one section are going to be health related activities. So health related activities and well-being health related and well-being related activities. Then the other activities that we are going to list, we're going to do those in blue, are going to be career oriented, or basically clarinetist oriented activities. And those will be the other three. And you already see that we'll have to be more precise in this little exercise that we do right now than just to practice the clarinet. Because to practice the clarinet, that's what you've already been doing. And if what you've already been doing would work, you would have already achieved the goal that you would like to achieve. So let's view this from another perspective. Good. So let's start. What could health-related activities be? And why do we even need health-related activities? So we need health-related activities in order not to burn out, okay? So we want to completely avoid burnout, big X, because if we have a burnout and we don't have energy anymore and we lose our motivation and everything, then it's very hard to stay with our career activities. So those two must be in a balance. And for me, I found this the most important balance in the world, because as soon as I skip on my three health and well-being related activities that I do every day without skipping, as soon as I skip on those, everything else of the structure collapses and I start skipping on the other ones as well. And then nothing really works anymore. So for the health and well-being related activities, you can go into yourself right now. You can think, which three things in specific do I need to do every day in order to feel my best, to have the most amount of concentration, to have the most amount of happiness, to have the most amount of motivation. I will share what I do for you, and this is just me. So yours will be completely different. But what I need to do every day is I need to eat carnivore. Okay. So, okay. 1 second. I need to eat carnivore. Carnivore means I don't eat any junk. I just eat things that are intended for a human to eat, which is basically meat, eggs, those kind of things. And this causes me to be in ketosis, and I found myself to run much better on a fat metabolism than on a carb metabolism. If I eat carbs, I cannot think. So therefore, one of my health and well-being related activities is I do not skip on carnivore diet. So I eat every day carnivore. That's my first health-related activity. My second health-related activity is I run every day for 1 hour minimum. Okay. If I do 30 minutes in a day, I don't have the same effect, the same positive effect than if I run 1 hour plus. But if I run 1.5 hours plus, that does not give me a benefit than running just 1 hour. So what I do every day without skipping, so I do not do rest days. I don't do that because I need basically to use the slight edge in that as well. So I feel much, much better. I have less stress when I run every day for 1 hour. I feel more productive. I feel more happy. I feel more joyful. I feel more motivated, and I feel more creative. So why wouldn't I use that every day, and not just every second day, and not just 3 times a week? And my third thing that I do every day is I meditate. Okay, so meditation, and here be specific, okay? Meditation, and this is 20 minutes plus, not less. Because if I do 10 minutes and I kid myself and I say, 10 minutes of meditation is also meditation, in 10 minutes, I will not even get into the meditative mode, and I will not get the benefit out of it. And the slight edge will not really work. So in order to really get this mood boosting, calm decision making, feel-good, well-being effect that prevents us from burnout in the other career activities that we're going to decide in a second. In order for that to prevent, to have happen, English, no, okay. In order for us to prevent this from happening, I need to meditate for 20 minutes. Minimum is my minimum. Good. And then how do we actually track these health-related benefits? So this is our whiteboard, remember, okay? So every time we finish an activity in the day, we basically we put a line, okay? And then once we put the line, we add a check mark to this box that we finished this activity for the day. This releases dopamine. It reinforces your decision to do that, and it makes you feel good that you've achieved something, that you've accomplished one of 6 tasks you have to do today. Then you're going to do this for the other one as well, and for the other one as well. In the end of the day, obviously you will delete those check marks again, because you will have to do this in the next day again. And then in the next day, you will put another line. Now you have day 2. Now you have a 2-day streak in all of the health-related activities. Then you will do 3 days and so on, and you will collect your days and you will collect your streaks. If you miss one day, unfortunately, you have to eliminate the entire thing and start your next streak from beginning. This system, I felt, kept me very motivated, and I have reached even 90-day streaks in all of the activities without ever losing a single day. So good. So this is what will prevent us from actually burning out on our journey. Okay. And now we will decide the 3 activities. And actually, I haven't really thought this through before the video. So let's think through that together. Okay. So what are the activities that would help a 20-year-old clarinetist win a professional orchestra audition? I mean, obviously, practice. Yeah, okay. But how? So which thing? Because everyone practices. So everyone in the whole world and all clarinet students are practicing somehow these 3 hours in a day. So what do you have to do differently? Which activities do you do differently? So that you can get there in a more efficient way. Okay. So let's just think of one. There's no correct answer here. There's no correct answer here, but be specific. Which 3 things will bring you there? What is required to win an audition? To win an audition, you have to play Mozart exposition perfectly. So Mozart exposition is the one reoccurring thing that happens at every audition. Okay. And the Mozart exposition is around 3 minutes long. So one of your activities that you could do every day is you play the Mozart exposition through, and you record that, and plus you will listen to it, plus you will take notes. Okay. Do you think that if you do this activity with your Mozart every single day for the next 365 days, that your Mozart will improve? Yeah, most probably. Most probably. And most probably this activity will cause you to always pass the first round in auditions. And yeah, this system, this slide edge system, Jeff Olson, the book, Jeff Olson, this slide edge, go download that, go read that. Best book for success in the world, in my opinion. Okay. So this for sure will lead, with enough volume, with enough time, time will be your friend. But if time passes and you have this system in place where you put this check mark, I have done this today one time. I have done this today one time. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this. If enough time passes and you've collected enough lines, it is very unlikely for you not to pass the first round because you will have done the volume of something that makes you improve in the first round. Please note, practicing scales doesn't make you pass the first round. It's not very likely that if you just practice scales, you will pass the Mozart round in an audition. Those things are not really related. You can also practice scales, but this is a much more important daily activity, and it just takes 3 minutes. So you see, it's about elimination, not about adding more things, not about adding more hours. It's about, those things. Okay, good. Second activity that might bring us there. Good. The second activity, and I swear I haven't thought this through before the video today. The second activity could be that you perform. Okay, so you perform 3 excerpts. 3 excerpts, because excerpts is the actual. My handwriting. Because excerpts is the actual thing you're going to end up playing in an audition. So you're going to record 3 excerpts, not record, you're going to play 3 excerpts for another person. Okay? Ideally, for another musician. Perform. And again, this takes 5 minutes. Okay? So this is another 5 minutes task. But do you think that if you play for a colleague at your music school, at your music university, at your music conservatory every single day, and always different ones? And this is very easy. You just go to another person you meet on the hallway and you say, hey, can I play for you 3 excerpts? And you tell me your feedback quickly. But do you believe if you do this 365 times this year that you will improve your playing? I think so. And I think it's more, this 5-minute activity is more powerful than your 2 hours of practice. Okay, so you will need to put another line here. And then this as the third one, and now I will put the actual practice part. Okay, so I would be practice, and I would put an hour amount. And the hour amount, I would put it 4 hours. And you have to have a period of 4 hours a day without ever quitting a day for a very long time in order to win an orchestra position. Okay, so winning an orchestra position that is actually cool is like walking into a room of 200 and walking out as the winner. Okay, as the one best person out of 200 that thought they were good enough for the job. It's a pretty hard task to do. So the next thing is you don't leave the practice room until you've filled the 4 hours. Okay? And suddenly your life will look very easy. It will look very simple. Because what you don't see on this list is your theory teacher stressing you about an essay. What you don't see on this list is another theory teacher or your music history teacher stressing you about your homework for next week. What you do not see on this list is going out with the dog. What you do not see on this list is other things. Okay, so you have 6 things you need to do every day, and your life will become so much less stressful because you will start to believe in those things. If you do those things, And in the beginning, you can go to 3 hours, like whatever, like put 3 hours. It's fine. 4 hours would be better, but put 3 hours in the beginning. Okay. But if you do this, like, I don't see a way to not become successful with this method. And like, my goals at the moment are different. I'm not a 20-year-old clarinetist that wants to win an orchestra position. Okay. I already got my orchestra position. I experienced the thing. And all good. I have a little different goals at the moment, so I have different activities. But if you're a 20-year-old clarinetist, if you do these 6 activities, and I don't say you need to start now with the carnivore diet, you can decide for other health-related activities, okay? But if you do these 6 things, it becomes very unlikely to fail. I don't see a way that you record your Mozart 3 minutes, remember, every day, listen to it every day, take notes every day on what you want to improve, and not end up with an excellent Mozart clarinet concerto. I don't see a way that you play 3 excerpts for someone. Okay, so this is like playing around in an audition. It's like actual audition practice every single day. If you play for someone and get feedback on 3 excerpts every single day, time is your friend, because time passing puts these lines on the screen. Yeah, after a while, your boxes will look like that. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and it will become so satisfying to see that, because you will have a visual reinforcer of what you have done, and this will drive you forward to staying with the activities. The most difficult part about this is to find the 6 activities that are in relation to your goals, bringing you towards your goals. Because it's only about what you want. It's about what you want to achieve. And these 3 career-related things and your 3 most important health-related things are individual to you. So you have to find those. I wouldn't recommend to go more than 6. With more than 6, you will always miss on one and it will be unsatisfying. And more than 6 misses the point because you don't make your decision. The point is about elimination from your life, not about adding. Okay? If you add, you will be distracted. If you're distracted, you are not focused. And if you're not focused, you will not be successful, because success is about focus. It's about deciding on one thing. It's about deciding on one goal. If you want to reach your goals, have less of them. Okay? Have one goal. And then decide which activities, if performed daily, lead to this goal. Because you don't have any other option. You decide for a certain amount of stuff that you do in a day, and that's your only chance to get there. But decide wisely. And many people don't really do this decision actively. So that's why I do this video today. You need to do this decision actively. Every year in the end, before Christmas, I actually book a night out in a hotel, most of the times in a very nice hotel with a pool or whatever. And I go there and I just think. And what I think about is, I think about which 6 activities, first of all, which goal do I have? What is important at the moment for me? Which goal do I have? And afterwards, I decide which activities, if performed daily, make it unlikely for me to succeed. Okay? Volume negates luck. Okay. I love that. Love it. I will leave you with that today. If you'd like me to guide you through this journey of becoming a better clarinetist, please join clarinetmasterclass.com. Link to sign up is down in the description below. Looking forward to seeing you, to meeting you, and bye.